We are live. Okay, we are live. We are good to go. We are up and running. Hello. So I'm gonna wait a bit, just see if we can get a few more people in the stream before we start. For anyone who's gonna be watching this on replay, um, excuse me, still got a small bit of a throat. It's probably gonna be gone by tomorrow though, hopefully. I've had an idea for a track, but I want to make an educational stream almost out of it so that you can learn from me and other people that I'm learning from, because I'll explain where I get all these techniques from. So this is going to be kind of like a maybe hour, 2 hour long stream. We're going to get the basic idea onto the Loopstation, try and develop it, maybe write some lyrics, who knows. And I'm using the 505 and the Launchpad. Can't get a Launchpad cam because I don't have that many cameras. Hello, Ninten. Hello, DRMO, if you're still in the chat, because you said first about 15 minutes ago. I saw that. But yeah, so I can't show you the track itself because it's on the iPad at the moment. If I can bring that in screen on focus. Yeah, it's on the iPad at the moment, and I don't have a way of connecting that to the Loopstation right now. But I'll summarize. Basically, it's kind of like a melancholic track. It's meant to be. Think of what's GBB solo loop wildcard, that kind of thing, like the. Hey Tom, how you doing? But yeah, just kind of like slow, sad, emotional chords, basically. But yeah. So, how are we going to start this off? Well, I think the first and foremost, most important part of the Loopstation track is going to be the drums. Now, one thing I've started doing as of recent is, hello HBK, how we doing? So one thing I've started doing as of recent is using two banks for my drums. I noticed at the Irish Champs LA doing this for his second round, and I was kind of confused by it, but I've been thinking, and it might save on some assigns, so it could be kind of handy. So the drum pattern for this song is like that kind of thing. Hello Tippy Tipton, how we doing? So, and then it's going to be shakers in the background. So I'll start off with the kick drum. So the kick we're going to be using for this is a filter kick. So how that's done is with EQ and high pass filter. The settings I'm using were brought to me by Unhinged. Although I made a change or two myself. So on input effects A, you have a high pass filter. Sorry, input effects A, you have an EQ. +20, +20, -20, +5, and +6 is what I'm using. And then high pass filter is 0, 0, 60, 10, and then step rate off. And that should give you a kick like. Will this stream be saved on YouTube as a video? I don't have time to watch everything right now. Yes, it will be. I'm gonna try structure this like it's just one big long video. While responding to comments. Fly me to Japan. It's been a while since I touched that, but that's what I had so far when I last started. So yeah, this is the kind of kick we're using. We're also doing inward kick. Alright, and then hi-hats is gonna be so my hi-hat settings are 0, 0, 40. Oh, I should say it's on a high pass filter. It's So you have the filter kick settings, and then it's 0040 90 off for a high pass filter. So, and then we turn on the other effects. Nice and full. So now we're gonna add a bit of reverb to fill in the space from the hi-hats. So it's gonna sound. I'm low cutting and high cutting these, by the way, because what mic am I using? Shure SM58S. The S is very important for me. I use microphones at a switch because if I'm ever live and I have a small bit of feedback somehow, I can just go up. It just cuts it out, cuts out the input. Very, very useful. It also can save you one of your 4 underscreen encoders, because I know some people have like a mic input off and stuff, but just if you have a switch microphone, that comes by default. So yeah. So I'm low. Anyway, so back to the track. I'm using a short reverb, only 2 seconds. Pre-delay 0, density 9. Then I'm low cutting to 630 and high cutting 630 hertz and high cutting to 6.30 kilohertz, just because I don't want the painful frequencies, to be in the reverb, and I also don't want a little bit of a muddied mix with the low cut. It's not gonna be easy to get a muddied mix with high pass filtered hi hats, but you always want to be safe. There's no reason why you shouldn't, if you get me. So altogether, that sounds like yeah. So I'm gonna record that real quick. We're gonna be bouncing the drums for this one, because yeah, forgive this if it keeps falling up and down. This headset's on its last legs. I'm gonna get a new set of headphones soon enough, I hope. But yeah, so I'm gonna be bouncing the drums, so to save time. Now, for the filter kick, we're gonna go for a pattern of. And I'm gonna do that with. I'm gonna start off by recording, and then I'm gonna overdub. Then I can just undo and redo for my drums. So like this. And then when I bounce it down, it'll sound like. So that's how that pattern's going to be built. Is it on undo? It is. Now I'm going to make a snare. Now my snares are not amazing at the moment. So I'm going to try out the MH snare, see if I can get that to work with this track. So if I remember correctly, MH snare is high pass filter 000100. Then a lo-fi 1 off 100. Now see, I like this, like that. But then you're supposed to put a high pass filter over it. You're supposed to put a high pass filter over it. 0050 60, I think. There's no drive in that for me, I find. So if I can, maybe it's. Maybe if I put a kick underneath the snare. I'm gonna throw reverb at the end too. 0.9, low cut, 630, high cut. We'll go 5 kilohertz on this. Low enough entry level, we'll go 35. Yeah, see, the only issue I really have with the... Hello, reload. See, the only issue I really have with the image snare is the fact that it has to have, like, something supporting it. So it doesn't really work for... But it would work for this kind of track, like... Because you hear, you have, like, the... of the kick drum underneath the... It could also just be that my... It could also just be that my spit snare is shocking and doesn't work well for it, but who knows? So... If I use a dynamics, I'll use my vocal settings for an underlayer on the snare, for like a, or like, what do you mean Windows virus interpreter? Oh, it's just a summary. I hate those. They keep popping up and, like, I know I have no viruses in the computer, you know? Okay, that's fairly loud. So I'm thinking underneath the snare we have, and on top of it we have, well, you know? And then here we can put nice vocal settings. So instead of having to put the hi-hat settings, we can go so the reverb and panning delay. I'm thinking like that, you know? Just have to find the right time. Yeah, that works. Now, low cut to 800 kilohertz, I think, because your voice could have a lot of lows. High cut to 350. Now I'll go 4. Entry level 30. And then the reverb. Yeah, the reverb settings are the same as the excuse me. The reverb settings are the same as the image snare. There we go. Now, here's where our first assigns are going to come in. We're going to set assignments to change the input effects. So this is bank C. We're going to go input effects CA. If I could get a camera on the screen there, that would be great for the assignments. But yeah, so we're going to go input effects C8. Better turn off the reverb. That's going to get annoying after a while. But we'll go input effects CA type. Minimum will be 2. High pass filter is effect 2. Man, it used to be so easy back when they had like the names of the effects instead of numbering it 1 to 50, you know? You could just go, oh, yeah, let's set this to high pass filter, let's set this to oscillator button, you know? Just had to think of a random effect off the top of my head. But now it's oh yeah, so if I go to 2, then we'll bring that to 21. And then the next effect will go 21 to 18, you know, like lads. It was like an anti-quality of life change almost. So yeah, assignment 1 will go, forgive me, we'll go 2 to 24, so that's going to be high pass filter to dynamics. Now what will I set the source as? I'll set the source as track 4, track button, toggle, and it's on, yeah. So now when I press the track for track button, it should switch. There we go. So now we're going to go number 2, which is our assignment to switch the lo-fi to an EQ. So lo-fi is effect 6, I think. We're going to put that on track 4, track play again. Input effects CB. Control type. Go from 6 to 25. So that should be lo-fi to EQ. And am I right? Yep. Now the last one should be, now where's panning delay actually? I think panning delay is number 30. Hang on, I know stereo enhance is 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Okay, panning delay is 36. All right. Assign 3. We'll go track 4, track play again. Input effects CC. Type 2 to 36. I'm gonna switch that on. It should be. Okay, that works, and we don't need an assignment for the reverb because that's on anyway. So let me just. All right, so that's how it is. Okay, so now I'm gonna record the drums and see can I bounce them over. Now, wait, why is this minus 7 decibels? Hang on, there we go. That's much better. Save these settings. So I'm gonna just try and record the drums real quick, get the pattern. Actually, change of plan. Going to turn on our 4th assignment. Now, this is one I like to use. It's auto record on or off. So basically, I want like all the drive of the kick to be in the recording. But of course, if you like go a millisecond too late, you're gonna have instead of. You get me? So what I like to do, and this is one of my tricks, is set an assignment on whatever track you're gonna put your kick drum on. So I'm going to set it to track 2 record decibel. Sorry, record dub. I read dB as decibel. Toggle on. Then we're going to go our target, scroll all the way over until we get to dub mode and scroll over 1 to get to auto record. Set that to off on both minimum and maximum. And that means that the second you do your kick drum on track 2, it's going to turn off auto record for you. Now, let me just make sure that works. Okay, so it did the auto record. Now, working just fine. So record on save. So now we're gonna go back to our kick EQ and just. Alright, so that's all the drums like recorded individually. So now I'm going to bounce them onto track
1. I might bounce the kicks on separately, actually, because I want to be able to, like, undo and re-bring in the kicks, you get me? So, we'll record 3 and 4 first by themselves. And now we can... Okay, I messed up a small bit. I forgot to make this as long as it needed to be. I'll just bounce on to track 5 and then rebounce to track 1. I'm going to have to remember to turn off bouncing for track 5. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's my... Excuse me. That's my mistake. I forgot to turn down the fader on this. It's supposed to... See, if I'm recording bounce on track 1, okay? It's going to bounce everything. Unless I turn off bounce in track 1. Why did I not think of that? It's a bit silly, don't you think? Right. So there are our drums. I've gone and forgotten something, haven't I? I have granular chords. We only need... Wait, yeah, because at one point the track switches play. So let me just listen to them again. One technique that I've learned recently from Sidjo and MH's GBB wildcard is instead of doing one big long recording for your chords, just bounce them in and record the short chords on different tracks. So what we're going to do now is make some granular delay. So we're going to set feedback to 100, find our root note with the time. Yep. Do I always bounce my drums? Not always. Sometimes I just use the 2 tracks because it's a lot easier. But I have started for this one because I do think I'm gonna need all 4 tracks, if you understand. Yeah. Yeah. So there's our grand delay. Now let's make some nice chords. Gonna start off with an EQ because I want to cut the lows of the grand delay. The last effect we're gonna have actually, nah, gonna go transpose mode 1, I think, or 2. We'll see. A moment. Definitely mode 2. Definitely mode 2. Let me. So it's gonna go transpose 1. Three, four, five, 6, 7. It's gonna go 0, -3, -7. Uh, 7, 0. Let's just see if that sounds right. Actually, we'll put reverb on the end first of all. Okay, that's a sustainer with +20 gain.
know yourself at this point. Cut the lows, cut a bit of the highs, low entry level, low time. You want a slight reverb in the back of your. You want a slight reverb in the back, you get me? In transpose sequencer, the plus and minus values are all relative to the root note, right? Yes. So this is that is D sharp or E flat, depending on what you want to call it. So the plus or minus, right? That's going to bring it down one semitone or up one semitone at a time. So plus three is three semitones. That will bring it up to F sharp, I believe. But yeah, so that's how the transpose sequencer works. Pitch bend. I know you didn't ask about pitch bend, but it's kind of nice. I want you to know. Your semitones, if I did the maths in my head, right, for transposing up and down, for plus one octave, it would be divided by six in a round, and then you'd get lower and lower the number. I think you just divide. What is it? 100 by 12 to get. Hang on. Let me do these maths in my head because I want to be. I don't want to give you false information. You get me? And this is something I think but don't know. Calculator. Oh yeah, hang on a second. I have to Google calculator. Our school got rid of the calculator off our iPads for some reason. But yeah. 100 divided by 12 for the 12 semitones gets you 8.333. So yeah, I was wrong. I think it's yeah, probably every eight or so values in the pitch bend is one semitone. If you're using one octave, and then you'd edit that as you go for plus two octave, plus three octave. I don't know about those for certain, but that's just something I use it in my clip wildcard, the 505 season 2, because I have transpose going na da 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 da, and then I only have 16 steps in the transpose. So what I do is I have an assignment that switches to pitch bend, and then the pitch one's going na, and then I just use that same assignment to go to the oscillator buff for the oh. But yeah, so now for these ground chords, exit. We're gonna set it to record dub. So
They're a bit too loud. All right, that's all right. Now I'm gonna transpose this down, this chord down at one point to this. And then the next one will be -3 for that kind of like, I wouldn't say diminished feel, but kind of like it's a modulation in the key. So now we need to record another chord. It's another 2 chords actually, so I didn't fuck up by recording the drums first. Thank God.
I think I have all the transpose values in, so we'll try this out. What's your usual input bank usage like? I mean, do you have your drums in bank D and melody in bank C, etc.? Um, it depends on the song, but a general structure, right, is main melody in A, chords in B,
Vocals and drums in C.
and then bass line on D. Uh, Now, as I mentioned earlier, what I started doing is putting drums 1 and drums 2 on C and D, and then using assignments for vocals and bass line. You get me? And then that's how I structure mine. I know other people do differently. Some people have like two effects here for one part, two effects here for some parts. I just find that this is most comfortable for me. It's whatever works for you, I suppose. But if you want to try this setup out, by all means, be my guest. I haven't. It's not like copy marked for myself. So now I have these transpose codes. I can't think today. Transpose chords. There we go. I have these transpose chords, and I'm using a transpose again on the 2 on the second chord, so I can like modulate it down, down, and then back to 0. Because while I was making the like actual chord progression, I kind of noticed that chords 1, 2, and 4 were the same but at different pitches, and then chords 3 were different. So it'll sound like this altogether. It should anyway. I forgot to turn on the sequencer. Yeah, like that. So I'm gonna insert this to track 2. Moti. So that's how those chords are gonna sound. It's gonna be like really melancholic and sad almost. So actually, let me pair it with the drums. Oh yeah, I really like that. Okay. Now I was wrong. The grand chords could be louder. Hang on. Let me put some modulation on these. I want to put or maybe if I could just boost them with the EQ. Let me try. Nope, I think it's better if I just change the raw input sound. Plus, I can just I have more space for like my my effects. So, how do I want these to sound? Um, that nah. If I find good settings, the important thing I do is find other settings, and if there's no better ones, I go back to the preamp. No, no, not preamp. Well, maybe. Yeah, I wouldn't say chill. I wouldn't say chill chords, but I kind of want like synths that punch through but aren't like I kind of want you get me. So maybe actually hang on. If I use a preamp on this. Let's give that a try. If it's not too much trouble, can you explain how you recorded those chords again? Yeah, no problem. So yeah, you can see my loop station. Basically, I saw this technique. Actually, if you don't mind, one thing I do want to do is change the settings of the preamp off plus 45, 35. So how I recorded these chords, basically, right? So the first input sound is a granular delay. Um, you know how granular delay was kind of like spammed in the Mark One? It was like, okay, guys, I'm gonna record my new, unique, original melody. Yeah. So that was kind of pointless demonstration. But basically, now it's being spammed on the Mark Two, but in a new, fresh, exciting way. Um, basically, you set it to 100% feedback. And then you have your transpose sequencer. So mode 2 works better. It's like the technique that Sidra uses on Distraction to record the first melody. Yeah, kind of. But basically, sorry, I just had to get something on my eye. You've the transpose sequencer. Mode 2 works best for this, I think. And you set it to like a fast enough rate, like quarter, so that the chords aren't going like you kind of want to go going oh 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 oh. You know, kind of like on bass lines in the helix, they use the tremolo to go oh 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 oh. That's kind of what's happening here, but not really. Do you get me? I might turn up my input volume a small bit. Yeah, that sounds good. So you put in the note. The root note is 0, and then you transpose down to whatever new note you want. So for the first chord, for example, I'm going 0 minus 3 minus 7 0, and that's because I want to go. Forgive me a second. E flat to C to A flat, I think. Yes. So it'll go ah, and then you record that onto one track. So for me, it's track 2. And it's going dun dun. The first layer is then you stop and overdub, and you overdub the and then again you overdub the Now I stopped the recording to let the fourth value play. Because sometimes if I record a bit too late to the next track, it'll do like the really annoying thing where it'll go like where the record button will like flash and then it will record on the next bar. You get me? So I do just 3 note chords, plain simple, on these tracks. Stop for the fourth beat, and then record beat 1, 2, 3, stop. 1, 2, 3, stop. You get me? I might do it with. I'll save this, and I'll show you how I do it with another track. It's not finished, so you're gonna get a sneak peek. But I'll just show you the grand delay chords. So my root note's 43, which is D, and then I use a robot for this kind of texture. It's like a violin almost. Then I have to transpose sequencer on. It's going. And then I have a reverb to go like whoa, whoa. Sorry, not reverb, tremolo. It's like a sidechain almost. It goes whoa, 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 whoa. So look, I'll record the first chord. Ow. I have no fucking idea why it's doing that. Hang on. There we go. There we go.
Why the transpose on
The track
effects by mistake?
See,
Yeah, like that. Girl,
kind of
wonky sometimes, not gonna lie.
that's fact.
That is
Facts. That is absolute facts. But yeah, if you need like a bit more help, I don't mind I don't mind explaining like the specifics, but that's just how it works, you know? So now back to track 12 or the new one. So let's record the chords again. It's something about this chord that I don't like. Maybe if I hang on a second. I'm gonna turn off the chorus. Got a fair idea now, thanks. No problem. Go ahead, use that in your own tracks. It's really, really handy. It's a big time saver. I think yes, like one by one. Let me actually, you know what? I'm just gonna EQ the chords here. I think that's gonna work best.
Am I keeping the stream up afterwards? Yes, I am, Mars. I'm gonna leave it up kind of like as an educational commentary almost, you know? Kind of like what Christoph does. Actually, yeah, this is what Christoph does. I'm a Christoph man now. But yeah. You know, it's just something about that last chord. It's really bothering me. Maybe if I invert it. Yeah, because it was just see, the thing about that chord is that it's the it's a C minor chord. So if I bring up I brought the D flat down an octave. Maybe if I bring that back up the top and have uh G be the root note. That might sound better. So go step 9 as -8, 0. No, yeah, -8, -3, 0. Let's try that instead. Hey man, I recently found your channel. Thanks a lot for all the tutorials. They helped a lot. No problem, man. I'm gonna try get some more out. Because a lot of those old tracks, you know, wait, Varen, did you study music theory before looping? Hang on, I'm gonna answer the last comment first, and then I'll get to that one. I'm gonna get some more out because the old ones, right? They're good. They're good tutorials, I think, but a lot of the newer techniques that the high level loopers are using are in more recent tracks. I have a good few of them here on the Loopstation. Like you might, if you were here earlier, you would have heard Fly Me to Japan. I'm trying to do 808 Bannon. Bring it on. This one's a bit rough, but it's just I have the effects because I asked Bannon about them for the. It's just a matter of figuring out the right parameters, you know. I've this one from like Brez from a year ago. Mr. Sue, no regrets. Just for the sake of that one's like ready to go. I have to re-record it because the audio got messed up in the last take, but like I can get that out like by the end of this week, I'd say. And then I've Brez show me. I have a good few Brez tracks in here actually. Way too loud. Yeah, Bannon, I remember, I think Bannon said at one point, that he used like the launchpad for 4 different textures to the bass. Like, I don't know, I do not know how someone can sit down at a preset and make 4 textures for like one bass recording. I haven't gotten to that level of complexity yet. Like, that's like, yeah. I also really want to learn how he does like the sprite, it's called, I think. like that. I'm gonna try learn that at some point. Right, I'm back. No, it's just the family went out and they came home. So I said I'd go down and talk to them and he'll put away shopping, do you know? That's all the like new covers that I have in my thing. Good few of them. But yeah, we'll get back to the track at hand. Also, did you study music theory before looping? Yes. Um I've been doing music in school for the last 5 years. It was about not much music like theories and like major minor chords, pentatonic scales, all that. That didn't really come until maybe a month or two ago. But I also watched a lot of YouTube tutorials on music theory. I was producing for about 4 years before I got my Loopstation. So I had like a bit of a head start. You get what I'm saying? And also the Mark II is kind of like a live producing desk almost. It's really, really good for someone like me who goes from producing to looping. If it was Mark 1, I'd have a lot more difficulty, I'd say, for sure. But yeah, I don't even know if anyone's still in the stream. That was a pretty long break. Let me check. Seems to be 3. Let's go. Y'all sat through the break? Wait, wrong camera. Matter of respect. But yeah, so let's get back to the track. Oh, whoops. How long have I been looping? I don't get that question a lot. No, actually. Hello, Macablab. Sorry, Maclagab. I never read names right the first time. But I have been looping since Christmas last year. 2021. No, not last year, as in like I say last year because I'm used to saying last year. Christmas 2021. Excuse me, Christmas 2021. I wanted to get a loop station since January 2021. I worked hard for it. I got it, and I've been working hard on it since. Because I know me before I had a loop station. Like if I put this down and I was like, I'll get to it later. Like younger me will be screaming at the top of his lungs, like, "We worked so hard for this. What are you doing?" You know, that kind of thing. Excuse me. Yeah, I meant to make a video like December, and it was, I've been looping for 1 year, and this is my experience. I just never got around to it, to be honest. Up the walls. So I'm trying to make a habit out of streaming and getting back into video recording on the weekends. Hey, we're like twins. Fuck. Hey, we're like twinsies. I keep forgetting not to fist bump the laptop camera because that camera is on the Loopstation. I'm using what's it called? It's like Epoch Cam or something. So I'm using phone, as a webcam because it's a lot higher quality than this. But yeah, we're like brothers. We're like twins. You and I. It's a lonely world out there, my man. So yeah, I've kind of had a head start on the 505 Mark II and also on just song producing in general. Because I was like one of the early adopters. Don't worry, nobody can do it. Yeah. All right. Let me try get this first chord recorded again. Because for some reason that's the quietest. Actually, let's see how it sounds on bounce. Not a fan, to be honest. Alright. I'll come back and fix the ground chords later, but like right now I want to get to the main part of the track. Because the main part, the chord progression is different, and I'm using like a pad almost, pad instrument. So for this, we're going to need, speaking of pad, Launchpad Pro MK3. Oscillator recorder, I need that. Yep. So we're going to set it to chromatic mode because I don't like using the scale mode. The scale mode I find is really inconvenient because, I don't know, just something about it. I like having all the notes at my disposal, you know? I think scale mode's good for beginners who, like, they just see buttons and, like, they go, "Ooh, what did these do?" You know? Like, no, there is no tremolo. It might be the chorus, though. There was tremolo on the, like, demo track, but there was no tremolo on these ones. Maybe vibrato. I might have had vibrato on it. But yeah. So these chords are going to be a lot different. I'm thinking of having them run. So kind of like da 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 da. It's just going to take up a lot of space though. Oh yeah, and by the way, my issue was the fact that they were cut. It was like cut before you went into the next chord. It wasn't like one smooth progression. But I think I just need to turn on single mode for those tracks for the recording, you know? So that's I have a Launchpad X. Can I use it on the MK2? I don't know for sure. It depends. Do you have what is it? Do you have the yeah, let's get a close up here. See on here you have like the MIDI out MIDI in and then MIDI out 1 and 2 and it's the little like 3.5 jacks. If you have those, then yes, as long as it comes with the adapter, which is just the MIDI female to 3.5 male. If it doesn't have that, I don't think you can, I'm afraid. I'll double check for you soon. Actually, you know what? Let's do it now. Little group research session, you know? Launch. Is it Launchpad X? Just. Or is it Launchpad? Yeah, just Launchpad X. View images. So I want to see the back mainly. Yeah. Ah. No, I'm afraid you can't. I don't see it at the back, no. Sorry. I think you can use Launchpad Mark IIs, I think someone said, if you download a custom firmware. But for now, I don't think you can. That's unfortunate, man. I'm sorry. Alright, I need a pad instrument for this. Let's get everything running. I'm going to extend every note to the back. I'm going to extend every note to the end of the sequence. Hang on. If this works the way I think it does, it should make one big a running chord. Yeah, you don't have the MIDI in and out. I'm afraid that means you can't use it. I'm sorry, man. It does suck, but you know that's just how these things go, you know. And you can do a lot in the Mark II without a MIDI controller anyway. I'll be real. The only thing I use the Launchpad for is chord progressions. I just like nicer chord progressions. That's me thing, you know. And you don't need that. You can do wonders like the #1 wildcard for GBB this year. No Launchpad, no MIDI controller, no nothing, you know. But hang on. Yeah. So that's what I want the first chord to be. I want a running note. I want to kind of like a header note, which is the C, just the C in every chord. Pattern settings. Actually, hang on. Just gonna duplicate this. Hang on. Just so I can get the pattern settings changed. Yeah. All right. don't think the running note is gonna work. Not with the lead C shit. Not with the lead C tone. I don't think. Let me. Hang on. I'm just gonna reset this. So if the running isn't gonna work, they'll just go oh with a slow decrease. You know. So that'll be chromatic mode. Na 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 na. Save project. Save. All right. What does the launchpad do? Yeah, it controls oscillator vocoder. So that's what I'm using now with the really, really handy. It has the assigns as you mentioned. Gotta head out, but thanks for these streams, bro. Really helpful. No problem. All right. This is gonna be, as I mentioned, it's gonna be up as a video later on if you want to catch up. So have a good day, brother. All right. Yeah, it controls oscillator vocoder. You have custom modes, so it can do it. It's a control center for Bohm. I know that much. Like you can use it to sequence MIDI CCs if you have Bohm as well. So yeah, the main thing I use it for is just the oscillator vocoder, but it's really, really worth it, I think. And there's a lot more you can do too, just I haven't played around with them much more. Because there's custom modes, you have like faders and stuff like that. Yeah, that's it. That's what it does with the oscillator vocoder. Like I have one effect on right now. So it's it allows you to, instead of, this would be for a full bank for a chord, you know? And also the sequencer on it, right? Max sequencer step on the Mark II is 16. Maximum on this, if you get a bit jiggy with it, is 32 by 8, which is 256. And I'm sure you can, I know you can do it on 3 of the tracks. The fourth one is like your rhythm settings. So that's your, do you control your launchpad with your iPad? If yes, what is the app? No, you can do everything on the launchpad except custom modes straight from the launchpad itself, which is what I do. But if you want to use custom modes, you have to use Novation Components, which is on PC. It's a website, but you can save it as like you can work offline on your computer, that kind of thing. So, 1 second, I just gotta finish off these chords. Da, F. Yes, exactly, Borger. So after this, I can modulate with chorus. So where's chorus again? Oh, I'm a bit slow. Like that. The only difference between vocoder, oscillator vocoder, and oscillator is because you're getting the notes through the launchpad. The sound is a bit weaker, like very, very slightly weaker. I notice it just because I use oscillator so often. But yeah, and it can really help the mixing since it often becomes muddy with multiple oscillators. Yeah, that's right. Two, you can also that also mean it also is because you can have room for an EQ to EQ the oscillators to get it to sound exactly how you want. To get me? But yeah. Nice little modulation in there. To go. That should sound right. There and then. That's probably how Antrix got so good sound design in his GBV wall card. Yeah, definitely, I'd say. Because it's very hard to do that with Mark 1 only. Sorry, Mark 2 only. Same with impedance, dice. I don't think Sidro used the launchpad for his. Yeah, sounded like handpans. It sounded, yeah, his sound design was really good. It sounded like a pirate song almost, which I really, really enjoyed. You don't hear a lot of that in the Loopstation. Is it easier to make melodies with Launchpad or the oscillator bot? Definitely Launchpad. Just for the sake of you so many options. So like you can have a long melody. But I think I'd say the Launchpad wouldn't even be the best for melodies. Like personally speaking, because it at the end of the day it is an oscillator bot, It'll sound like an oscillator bot. But I think if you want like unique melodies, you'd use I'd like to use Grand Delay Robot Transpose, panning delay. That's my favorite combo for certain melodies. You can also use a lot of different techniques for low pass filter, all that kind of stuff. But my personal favorite is Grand Delay Robot. Nice chords, thank you very much. They're not finished just yet though. No. Hello, Oxy. Is it possible to have sounds in the launchpad that don't come from the loop? Not really. You can have your own custom metronome patterns, but you can't have like unless you're plugging into Ableton and looping from there. But like if you're talking about Launchpad and MK2 only, nada. You know, it's all generated from the Loopstation. It's just the Launchpad feeds the loop the notes, the loop turns it into sound. You know, because the a MIDI controller can't create sound itself. You get me? Yes, I have. Funny enough, I was doing that earlier. Um, yeah, I learned it from Sidro and MH's GBB wildcard. I'm surprised I didn't think of that before, but it is a big time saver. I don't use it in all the tracks because I don't like starting off with ground chords. Plus, I need the bounce for other features. But when I can, I do. Do you get me? So I might change these in a second, just because I want to add a final eighth chord now that I can. But here's what it sounds like so far. It is good if you get tired of oscillator bot. I'm getting one thing I want to say, right? I see. Well, actually, two things I want to say because one of them is not related, but the other one, which is this one, is. First thing I want to say, right? Everybody dogs on people who use oscillator bot a lot, right? And I'm coming as a man who uses oscillator bot a lot, right? I know myself. It can get repetitive, but I think it's better to overuse Osbot than to actively not use Osbot, alright? Because Osbot is a great effect. Everyone knows that themselves, given the fact that it's like spammed to shit. But the fact that it's like, oh, use Osbot takes no skill, I hate that comment because first of all, you have to know basic chord theory. You have to know like what sounds good. You know, like how to put it. Looping on the Mark 1 was more like technical based. Looping on the Mark 2 is more music theory based, I'd say. And you need to have a good understanding of music theory. Well, you don't need to, but it really does help. You can tell the difference between someone who does and someone who doesn't for the oscillator bot to sound good. So I think, right, don't be afraid to use oscillator bot. If it's the only thing you're using, maybe try branch out a bit. But like when I use oscillator bot chords, I just want you to know that I know I'm using it. I know I use it a ton, and I don't care because it sounds good. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. You know, because you can have a really like technical track where it's just like, but it could just be like, well, it could just be like a load of sounds randomly thrown together, and they're like, oh well, I didn't use oscillator bot at least, which is a stupid point because it sounded shite. All right. The other thing I want to say is, right, because now I was thinking about overused sounds, and now I'm thinking about overused routines, right? I see a lot of people who are like dogging on certain creators, certain Loopstation artists, and they're like, oh, you're doing this track again? You're doing this track again? Oh, take a shot if you hear X Looper use this track. And I just want to say, right, songs don't have an expiry date. I can't just go, well, been 3 months since it's been 3 months since I've made Ring Ring. Bye-bye. Out you go. Like, competitively viable might, like, its viability competitively might go downhill over time, okay? That's a fact. But don't clown on someone because they perform a song a lot of times. It's a song, you know? It's not gonna, you don't just stop playing a song one day because it's too old, you know? Like, people still listen to stuff from the 70s, okay? Why? Because it's just a good song. It's timeless. Likewise, you don't always have to present something new in the Loopstation. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. You don't have to like rush to make a new track for a wildcard just for the sake of you need something new. If you have something old that's good, go for it. Now, of course, again, it's all about branching out. You don't want to overuse the same routine, right? There is cases where you can overuse it. Like if you just do the same thing battle after battle, like ring, 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 in like 17 different competitions, that gets a bit tiring after a while, okay? Everyone's going to get a bit tired of it. It's a matter of knowing when to space out the usages. You get what I'm saying? Borger definitely agrees. I might have explained that poorly, so if you like want further elaboration, just comment on it, you know? But yeah, so here are our chords. After my tangent, I'm sorry. So I kind of want like a nice chill pad sound almost. So chorus, vibrato I think would be good here. It's here, yeah. Triplet raid, I think. Depth 60-ish and a lot of color. Yes, you can reuse melodies. That's an important thing. If it's like a callback, you know? I wouldn't say you can always reuse melodies. Like, don't just go like, so here I have this routine there, na 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 na, and this is my new routine. Schlop. Na 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 na. Okay, that's stupid. But if it's like a VIP, you get what I'm saying. That with an EQ and reverb would be nice. Yes, reverb. have those chords. They can be changed in the future. Now I need a nice bass line. I'm thinking used at the end after the drop. I kind of, how do I put it, right? I kind of want this to be like a verse chord progression, and then the grand delay one be like the chorus. You get what I'm saying? I don't like making songs. I'm gonna save this, right? I'm gonna save this because I want to come back to it, but I want to make a different point. I don't particularly like making rounds or tracks. You get what I'm saying? Like when people call it, oh yeah, here's my routine, here's my track. Sorry, here's my routine, here's my round. Right? You're limiting what you're gonna do with it because you're thinking, okay, I gotta with track. Sorry, with round or routine, you're thinking I gotta hit competitive standards here. I gotta tick this box, tick this box, tick this box. I like to say song or track or like piece because at the end of the day, I'm making music. I don't. My structure isn't like drop one. My structure isn't build up, drop one, drop two, drop one, drop. Just drop after drop after drop. I don't like that, to be honest. I really don't like that. I like something I can just put on repeat. I like music. You know, I'm not saying that drop one, drop two, drop three isn't music. All right, obviously it is, but I like song. I like song like pop songs. You know, just kind of how you have verse, chorus, bridge or break, chorus. You get what I'm saying? You know? Like, even with Dare, I have like the returning idea in the chorus at the when that comes in with the chords, you can tell that's the chorus. Like, it's not like drop after drop after drop after drop after drop. You know? That's just how I like to do my things. But yeah. Like Robin Walcard. Yes, like Robin's Walcard. Exactly. Just I like to make songs and put them on the loop station. I don't like to make rounds. But yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna delete. No, I'm not gonna delete anything. We have to work on the bass line first before I start any deleting. So baseline, we could go oscillator vocoder or oscillator bot, but I want like a wow, 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 like a plug bass almost. Oh, we can do that with oscillator bot. Never mind. I'm stupid. Yes, exactly. Every looper is different, you know? Everyone's got their own style. Everyone's got their own like way of doing things. You know, that's the important part. Like I don't think Brez could do a dice track. You get what I'm saying? Like he couldn't. Obviously, I could be wrong. Everyone's an artist. Everyone can do their own thing. I just don't think Brez could capture a dice style. Yeah. Is it because of the camera that there are colors on your loop? What do you mean? Like, hang on. Do you mean? There was yellow and pink. No, that is control function. So basically, oh, I almost factory reset my loop. Ooh. So basically, in your menu, you hit menu, click overwrite, control func. Okay. And panel play undo. You can set your track buttons to LED mode. Now this does nothing except change the color of the LED. Right, so let's just say yellow to purple. But the cool thing is that you can put these on track buttons with assignments. And that's like color coding, telling you what everything does. Then of course you also have the other stuff, which is like undo redo. Okay, I don't know why, but I have it set to track tree undo redo. Hang on. Like that. It's really, really useful. Explore with the control functions. They're 10 out of 10. But yeah. What was I coming here for again? Oh yeah, because they're trying to make a point. Anyway, baseline. something like that. We could also do a low pass filter one, but I want to try out with this first. So let's put in the notes. It goes C2, B flat 1, E flat 2, A flat 1, A flat 1, B flat 1, C2, C2. Let's try that out. And on one measure rate. No, I don't like that. Maybe just a regular saw wave bass or grand delay bass. Grand delay bass. What am I fucking thinking? Hang on. Then we can just. Yeah, that's much better. Hang on. I like that. I just want to change something. Okay, so all I changed was the end note wasn't I just made it to coincide with the chords. But so how I made this bass line, we started off with grand delay, time 57, feedback 100, and then entry level is just our volume. Then I used a preamp. Oh Jesus! Then I used a preamp on extreme lead, speaker type off, gain 50. T comp 10, and then I completely cut the mids, mid 0, bass 40, treble 40, and everything else is the same. Then I use my, I wouldn't say secret technique, I'm sure others do this, but I use a stereo enhancer my bass line. Kind of gives it this spread, makes it wider, thicker. You get what I'm saying? So changes the texture in a way that I really like. And then I have the transpose just to change notes, so Now that's good, but it could use some subs, so it could use some subs, so I'm gonna replace the stereo enhance with a low pass filter, cut off 15. Oh, nah, 20 is better. And I'm gonna overdub the bass line with that. I changed it to cut off of about 37. Maybe my headphones just aren't deep enough to reach the low note, but yeah, it wasn't coming through, so it should be grand now. Okay, I am really liking the sound of that so far. So hang on. So now that I have all the fundamental elements in place, time to set up our signs and other settings. So first of all, I'm going to restore bank D back to the drum settings that it was at. So it was, yes. I'm going to restore. C is going to go back to the MH snare. B is going to go to the Granular chords. And let me just remember vibrato, chorus, vibrato, reverb, chorus, vibrato, reverb. Can you explain again how you put the colors on the track buttons? I will in a second, because that's actually my next step real quick. Grand delay, then it was preamp, I believe. Yes. Then transpose. Where's transpose? Oh yeah. And then reverb. Guillermo, hello. I saw you were the first in the chat. I haven't forgotten. Don't worry. I said hi to you earlier, but I assume you left. But we're back now. So first things first. Before I do the putting on the colors, right? I'm gonna have to do assignments. So we're gonna go track 3 track play, because that's where I want to record my bass line. So track 3 track play is gonna be what swaps out our effects on bank D from drums to bass. So DA control type is going 25, which is our EQ, to, I think, not too sure to be honest, maybe 40. Hang on, let's find out. Tape echo 2. I was so close. Grand delay is 41. No. Yeah, 41. Then high pass. So it's gonna go EQ, high pass filter. Yep. And then to grand delay. Perfect. Now I need this to be high pass filter to preamp. So that's gonna be track 3 toggle on input effects dB type 2 to 22 to 22, because I know oscillator bot is right before preamp and oscillator bot is 21. And then we have 2 to 30, which is high pass filter to stereo enhance. No, actually, no, we're going to go high pass filter to low pass filter instead, because I want to go low pass filter to stereo enhance for the bassline instead of stereo enhance to low pass filter. I want to record sub first, so I can have like a sub for the quieter parts. Only sub playing, I should specify. So track, input effects, DC type. I couldn't, you know what? I could in theory just press that button, and then just change it to low pass filter myself. That would be a lot easier. Okay. Gonna skip straight on to input effects DD. Control type. That's reverb to transpose. So reverb is 48. Transpose is 13. So am I right? Yes. So EQ, high pass filter, reverb, ground delay, preamp, switch that to low pass filter manually, transpose. Okay, perfect. So now to answer your question, how do you put on the colors? So you go menu, and then you click over one page where it has control function, assign USB and MIDI. Go control function. Then you'll see panel, play, undo. Now, one thing I should say is control function preference. It should be mode play and mode undo should be on memory. The system changes it for everything. Memory changes it for only the memory. So play. We're gonna go to track 3 and swap that over to LED. It's the very last option. Now change it to whatever colors you want. I'm gonna do amber to purple. Amber to purple is kind of like my effect switch color combination. Well, effect switch 2 is, oh shit, wrong track button. Track 2 track. It's going to be track 2 track edit for now, because I haven't gotten the purpose for it yet. What I wanted to change was track 4. I'm going to set that to LED, and my other color combination is cyan and white. You don't have to use these colors, you can use your own. This is just how I like to organize my stuff. So track 4 is MH snare to vocals, and track 3 is drums to bassline. So let me test it out and make sure it's working correctly. No problem, MacLab. I also just had to go back and turn on my auto record real quick. If you're doing that technique or you have the auto record turn off automatically, just be sure that when you save the preset after recording, just be sure to turn it back on. So yeah. Whoops. So now we bounce to track 1. Oh, whoops. Forgot a step, I forgot to only record the shakers and hi-hats. There's our drums, and now our grand chords. There's like forgive me. There's like a pause between the start of track 2 for some reason. I think it's the transpose doing it. Yes, it is very annoying. I think I think I might have a solution though. I think we're good. And then let me switch it back over to chorus. The only thing I'm really conscious about for this track is the build up time, but I'm sure that's going to be fixed as we go along, so Hello, Stravaco. Sorry, I know you. I know I've known you for the last year or so. I just cannot pronounce your name. It's just a sticking point for me. Hello, MJ. So, thank you. I know it's pretty hard for foreign people. Yeah, it's just the spelling is throwing me off, you know. But sounds sick. Oscillator bottle harmonizer? No, just oscillator vocoder and then chorus vibrato reverb. Yep. So. Yes. Right, so now where do I take it from here is the question. We'll go. As we want like a nice little main melody. We want a nice main melody. So we are like or something like that maybe. I think. Brado such a sick effect. Just started to use it. Yes, it's so good. It adds like it's for like nice chill atmospheric stuff, but like. So I want the melody for that part. Oh yeah, actually, one thing. Let's see. Would this work? Hang on.
Then we go to the electric.
I like that. I like that. Fits so well. Thank you. Kind of want like nice, chill, small, like. Thank you, Macalab. Maclagab. There we go. I'm not on my game today. Can you make a track with the names of the people who are watching you? Not right now, but like I could write lyrics about them. I just want to finish this track first because I know I might end up forgetting about the Eddie if I don't come back to it. You know. I use this kind of sound in another track that's not released. Hang on, let me just save my progress here because I know I'm gonna forget to save it at one point. This. That kind of sound, and then I have nice peaceful chords. That kind of like atmosphere, vibey stuff I'm trying to make more of. Because before then, my tracks kind of fell into the formula of, okay, let's go. They kind of fell into that kind of formula, you know? It was just the same thing over and over again. Just kick, snare, shaker, hi-hat, you know? So I kind of like switching it up with like nice, cool, calm stuff. Any other examples? Oh, yeah. This one, it's a Helix track, nowhere near finished, but of this Launchpad track, which isn't really cool, like nice, it's kind of sad, kind of like the bad ending almost.
Thank you. I appreciate that. When I have money to buy Helix. I wish I had money to buy Helix. Yeah, Helix is really good. It's a bit complicated though. It's kind of demotivating for me. Is that I really struggle to figure it out, and I can't just keep dumping money into lessons, you know. But I do think the track I'm working on now could go drum and bass. I do have one. I do have one that's gonna go atmosphere into drum and bass, and it's gonna be a really sick idea. And let me show you. Quick teaser. There were spoilers, but one moment. Okay, sorry. That kind of build up, that really atmospheric like type shit. It's just love it. And then I have this really interesting filter drop. It's going on a bass line too. It goes. Then no, it's Granular Robot. But good question. I really wanna make the droppers like like that. I just haven't finished the track yet, you know. But I will, and when I do, it's gonna be, oh my god, like next Irish Champs, your boy's coming back. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's
most of the unreleased stuff at the moment. That's sick. Thank you very much. Let me just. But yeah, right. So. Okay, so I'd say for this drop, I think the main thing on track effects would be like a distorted bass line, like. You have so many cool ideas. Thank you very much. My problem is finishing them, I won't lie. Like, just I'll have a really cool idea, and I'll be like, oh, nice, let me finish this. And then I'll be like, oh, wait, I have another really cool idea. And then I go, I've another really cool idea. You know? Like, I just keep getting cool idea after cool idea to the point where I never come back and finish the other cool ideas. It's a problem. Go G. So I want this over the bass line. Wait, what's this? Oh yeah, that. Okay, I think that works really nicely. Now I want like, hang on. Right. One measure. Depth. And I want that to go on track 5. Wait, I should probably set the bass line to just track 3. Because I don't forget now. Actually, let me edit the oscillator bot to vintage saw. Mod sense 20. Alright. Tone minus 50. I want to share some ideas for this track, but I don't know how to type it. Let me think. How can I help you here? I don't know. Just throw down whatever's in your head, like whatever thoughts there are. I'll try and interpret them, and then you just say yes or no if I'm right or wrong. You know? How do you make these harmonies with the oscillator bot? It's oscillator vocoder. My audio bot. Oh shit! Hang on. It seems to be fine on my end. All right. There's no problem for me when I'm watching the stream back on my iPad. Maybe I think it's just you. Yeah, I think you might have a problem. It's kind of pointless in me saying that because you can't hear me. But hang on a second. Let me type it in chat for Burger. I was overdubbing some melodies. You talking about this? Or this? Or was it this track? Or was it this track? Or an older one? Alright, brother. Best of luck. Was it this track, yeah? Because I don't think... Yeah, I don't think I was overdubbing melodies on this, unless you mean... If it's the chords, it was Launchpad. I used the oscillator vocoder effect to make one big chord progression, and then I added modulation on top of it. So here's how it sounds. Here's how it sounded raw, okay? This is how it sounds with no effects. Just one oscillator. Bounce them to track 5. Oh, the grand delay you mean. That was grand delay. Okay. There we go. Borger, wait, you fixed it? Bounce them onto track 5. That? Because that is grand delay transpose. If not, I do think it was a different track. Wait, never mind, it's not fixed, or never mind, you fixed it. Hang on. One moment. I'll explain there in a second, Macalab. Okay, it's fixed. Fantastic. Alright. So, how I did that, very simple. We're gonna go grand delay, preamp, transpose, and reverb. Yep.
So
The basic concept is the notes of each chord play one at a time. Oh yeah, the chat's delayed. Okay. The basic concept is the notes play in the chord one at a time, and then you build the chord up on like a quarter track here. Dun, 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 like that, you know? And then I bounce it onto one track, so like this. That's my grand delay trigger. Like that. And then you bounce it all. Yeah, so that's basically it. Answer to your question, the audio bugged. Let me check. I want to share some ideas for the track, but I don't know how to type it. That one. So basically, yeah, just throw them all out. Throw the ideas out into the chat, whatever way they came into your head. I'll interpret them. I'll just say like, "Oh, do you mean this?" And then you can just say yes or no. You get me? You said you use a preamp? Yes, I did use a preamp. So basically for that, after the grand delay, okay, I use preamp because it has bass, treble, and mid. So depending on what I'm using the grand delay for or the preamp, I like to cut the mids or cut the lows and highs or just cut one of the individuals. Then also they have distortion. It's like distortion and EQ, slightly worse of both, but the handy part is it's in one effect. You get what I'm saying? Well, actually, no, I'd say it's a better distortion, but a worse EQ. And I like to use it because it helps clean up the tone. Because if you've no effects on the grand delay, the lows are going to be really, really present when you layer it. Do you understand? That kind of thing. So that's why I use preamp on my grand delay chords. All right. Told y'all I forget to save. I forgot to save the new bassline. Hang on. It's not too hard. It's only a couple notes. Oscillator bot, saw, tone minus 50, attack 100, balance 100. A flat, B, C, F. Step max 4, measure 1. Then we have preamp. Extreme lead off 50, 0, 50. Actually, no, 40, 0, 40. T comp 10. What are my bass effects? It depends on the bass, but the important part is either oscillator bot or grand delay. If I just want the like consistent saw bass, then on top of that I put oh my god, we have 10 viewers. You are all very interested in this track. Thank you. A moment. So basically, the bass is preamp, and then I use a stereo enhance after it to give it like the stereo spread. And then effect D can be anything. It can be like a chorus, it can be a filter, it can be a tremolo if I want the sidechain, which is usually really important. So like I go, actually no, it's usually tremolo. So it's let's use oscillator bot for example. Oscillator bot or oscillator vocoder, depending how long the bass line is. Preamp, extreme lead, 0 on the mids, about 60 on the bass, and 75 on the treble. Stereo enhance all default settings, and then tremolo. It's a tremolo sidechain secret. So it's going like, how do I describe it? You use the tremolo to start the audio from down here. Go, you sequence the depth basically. Hang on, let's save this. I've also seen your comment, Borger. I'll just come back to it in a second. So you go tremolo. Where is tremolo? There is tremolo. You set the rate to, let's say, quarter note, depth to 100, and the waveform to 0. So that's going. And then turn up the level. So now that it's actually audible, go to your sequencer. Your sequencing depth. Your sequencing depth is the important part. Set the sequencer rate to half of what your like tremolo rate was. So mine was a quarter, so it's going oh. You get me? So you're gonna set it to an eighth note, which is the one with the tail for anyone who's wondering. Set it to like 2 steps. So so 2 steps. Your first sequenced thing is 100. Your second is 0. So that gives you the up, but it stops the down basically. So it goes and that mimics the pattern of a sidechain. So like that. Yeah, hope that helps. Now, Borger. What if you have a tremolo 1/4 note on the ground chords and play them without bass for half at the start of each chord and then only the bass without the tremolo? I think so like do you mean let me try tremolo. No problem, Macalab. You're getting a lot of information out this, you know? And it's going to everyone too, because I'm sure there's loads of people who had similar questions, just didn't want to ask them. So yeah. Depth 100, waveform 0, like. Do you mean that? Robbie's music. Ed, thank you so much for the MK tutorials. They helped me so much since I recently bought the MK2. I know it's off topic, but are you planning on making new tutorials anytime soon? Yes, I am. We were over this earlier in the stream. Also, I'm gonna save this because I do kind of like that idea, but I think it just needs a small bit of work. My fault. Thanks for the subscription, Robbies. Just saw it, got it in my email. But yeah, I've got a couple more in the works. So some of them that are completed are. No Regrets by Mr. Asuo. Show Me by Brez. And I've updated. So those are three that are ready to go, and then some that aren't, but I'm getting close to are. Fly Me to Japan. I'm trying to figure out 808 Bannon. Yep. Any others? Any others? Don't think of any other new ones. One that I used to have was Frosty Fall. I was like dead set on getting that out, but I just don't think it sounds good. At least my version. Yo, Ed, you're a genius, man. Thank you very much. You're amazing. Thank you. Look, I'll be real with you, okay? I appreciate the comments, but just at the end of the day, I'm some guy who likes to make funny mouth noises, and you know, and knows how other people make funny mouth noises. That's all I am. You know, you just pattern recognition. So I'm happy that you guys enjoy it, but you know, I'm not amazing. I'm sure I was just the first, I suppose. But thank you. I appreciate it. This one. This is what my fall was gonna sound like. Yeah, that's what it was gonna sound like, just a small bit rubbish. I'm sure if I came back to it now with the knowledge I have, it would be a lot better. It takes a lot of time and knowledge to rebuild such complex tracks from scratch just by listening to them. You're really great at what you're doing, and you are one of the best tutorial guys. Yeah, when you put it that way, yeah, I suppose. Thanks. It's just, it's kind of. I'll give you all a tip, right? When it comes to, I'll give you all a tip when it comes to figuring out the Loopstation tracks. It's very, very simple. It's literally process of elimination. Read the parameter guide, figure out what all the effects do, and then you'll be able to kind of hear yourself what's going on where. Like, okay, so I hear that. Let's talk about Brez's walk card. Okay, well I know that when I put it on 100% resonance, it's gonna sound really interesting. It's gonna be like scratchy, and then I hear like the. I think ring mod makes a really loud pitch like that. I'm just giving you all the effects, by the way. So, and then maybe it's like a bit. It's like there's multiple of them. Let's put a chorus on top of that. And but it's too quiet. I need something to make it louder. Oh, I know lo-fi will make it louder if I put it at certain settings, and you put it at certain settings. Boom! You just have.
Yeah, I'll remember what all the assignments do. Eventually. Don't worry. Yo, to my mind, tutorial guys are Ed, Brez, and Ben Beat. Yeah, these guys just showed us every joker that other artists, every joker, or maybe every technique that other artists use. Plus M14 who did 30 tutorials on SBX. Yeah, SBX tutorials. I don't really like them, to be honest. They're too official. You know, like it feels like they're hitting a criteria. Ed could legit sell loop sound design lessons. Uh, I do lessons. For I think it's $10 an hour. No one's bought them yet, but I do lessons if anyone's interested. Just DM me on Instagram. We can sort something out. Uh, and yeah, I think yeah, Ben Beat's kind of who got me started. Uh, Joker's in special ability. Oh, like secret technique. I call it secret technique. Yeah, it's I. You kind of if you figure out one of those, you'll kind of know what the looper does in all of their tracks. Like Brez used the what did he the this scratch bass in Fly Me to Japan and Show Me. Hang on 1 second. Show Me. He goes.
Let me just change the setting real quick. Yes, I do. I haven't advertised them that much because I don't like putting it in front of people's face, you know? I just mention it in the often every once in a while. But yeah, speaking of secret technique, Matej's secret technique, I know this is coming. The thing with Matej's secret technique, right, is I just keep putting it off because I don't really, it's not that I don't want to, okay? It's not that I don't want to. It's just that it's not really a secret technique. It's oscillator bot and preamp. There's no incentive to learn it, you know? It's just a load of oscillator bot. It's not that hard. I could do it just because the issues then I hear other sounds like 808 band is like I'm like, you know, I'm mind blown. So I wanna learn that. Now I definitely will get around to it at some point, I'd say. You know, maybe I know I've been saying that for the last year, but I think I'll run out of tracks to cover soon. I made a big list actually. Hang on. I'm gonna have to take my camera down, but I did make a big list. Alright, you're gonna have to listen to the what is it? The like buffering screen for a second, but here is what I've wanted to cover. So Brez, Show Me, Brez, his GBB elimination, the MK2 edition one, and Fly Me to Japan. Then I've Mr. Asuo, Rebel. I don't know the full title of that track, but it's like the Online Worlds elimination. Did you try Biscuit? I really want to understand what the heck he does in both rounds against Robin at GBB. He has some yeah, Caleb Cruz beat me to it. He has tutorials on YouTube, but they're premium tutorials, so I don't wanna take away from that. You know, I don't want. If he's doing this thing, I don't want to step foot. You know, I do have that Looper 2.0 up as a cover, just not as a tutorial. He has that Looper 2.0 cover tutorial though. Then Mr. Sue, I have Shadows, No Regrets, Rebel, which is like the you can't buy membership. Ah, Christ. In that case, I don't mind the fuck. I'm sure if you ask BizKit, he would send you the tutorial. He would send you like the effects in a tutorial if you paid him. No problem. Just explain that you can't. See, I don't really like giving out the effects for a track that someone already has a tutorial for. Like, especially one behind a paywall, because I feel like I'm like stealing from them almost. You get what I'm saying? Then I have Frosty Fall, which I want to fix. KBA Gone, which is like and Forgive Myself. Forgive myself for my mistakes. Then Rhythm I'm Back to the Underground. Mr. Sue L plus ratio. I don't think I mentioned that one. Then Matej's Secret Technique. And You Can't See Me Now. 808 Bannon, Bring It On, and his first round again, Sprite. his first round against Josh O in American Champs. Then Robin Fortis, Dice Fantasy, AVH Dancing Summer, Josh O When I Was Young in Pursuit. Those are the ones I really want to cover. But yeah, as you can see, Mate's Secret Technique is on that list. Just, it's not a high priority, I'd say. Okay, how are we doing battery wise? 7% phone battery? And we are back. Let's go. Hang on, let me put the blur background on again. There we go. So, do you know that sound that band does in Sprite for the first drop? Which one? The or the weird mouth sound. Oh, yes. Well, hard to describe it. It's like because that one's not hard at all. I take it back. It is hard. But, oh, okay, camera's bugging. Camera's bugging.
It's simple if you understand it, you know? It's like yeah, there's loads of Japanese tutorial people. They're really good. But yeah. I know it's Yoi bass with an oscillator bot, you get me. It's not ring mod, it's lo-fi. Although putting ring mod on top of it, would that make it sound better? Let me see. Uh, hello Ed, how are you? All right. You learn something new every day.
Okay. Every day looking I want like nice lyrics, so you know, it's
I joined late and I don't know if you made a tutorial on how to make good chords oscillator bots. Well, right now what I'm using is my launchpad because it's just so much better. You can have like seventh chords, like 7.9. It's so nice. But even with regular oscillator bot, you just need to know chord theory. You just need to know what works well together. You know, you just have to turn the balance down. My balance settings when I use multiple os bots are 170/30. You wanna use different waves, I think, personally, is what I do.
So let's say
For the cryptid, for example, I have rectangle, vintage saw, and detune saw to make my chords. You get me? And then add like a add like a reverb or a chorus or something. Sideshow distraction when? In like a couple of months. That's the quickest I'm doing that thing. All right, I'm just saying. That's that's like I'm here, that's here. All right, we'll just put it that way. I'll learn. I learn what he's doing soon, but actually figuring out the track for Fall by Frosty's notes. Da 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 da. Wait, I the notes with the two tails. Oh yeah, they do. They do kind of sound like Gangster's Paradise. Yeah, I do have that part. I have like all the notes wise. I just need the sound design. But to be fair, I made that like 6 months ago. I think I could probably come back to it, hit it at the park. Like 1 sec. Yeah. That's template. Yeah, that's 10. No, I think Sidra should have been first. Personally, I think Sidra should have been first. Well, between Sidro and Dice, I think first place was. I think 10th was fucking robbery, in my opinion. Like, happy that he's in and all, but, because he's got 10th, he's lower chances of making through to the actual competition. I think he can. He definitely can. But I think he deserved much higher than 10th. I thought I bought the MK2, produced music for her looping. Oh, for the main melody. Yeah, no, yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, for when it came to the main melody, I kind of just fucked around, just got something that sounded similar enough, and decided to come back to it. Never did, but yeah. Even though just bought the MK2, I produce music for looping, so I'm a sucker for mixing. Yeah, mixing is really important in the Mark II. You know, it wasn't rigged. No, I can't say it was rigged. I just think Judge 3 was off his rockers. First of all, that's all I would say. Yeah, I agree with what Robert says in regards to recording chords with just the Mark II. I think that's a really good way of doing it. You're on a good track, but it's so rigged. No, it's not rigged. It's just bad judging for one or two of the judges. Christoph, I can agree with. Right, Christoph was Judge 1. Rhythmind was Judge 2, and Judge 2 was, I think Rhythmind was pretty fair. So I think, yeah. Um, yeah, Beardy, it's either Beardy Man or Tom Thumb, I'd say. Because, I don't know. Yeah, he's always been complaining about Mark 1. Sorry, he's always been complaining about, like, oh, this is cheating, this is cheating, this is cheating. And it's kind of stupid. You can see it in the way he judges, I think. Judge 4 was Sorrow. I don't know what was going on with that 808 Bannon placement, okay? But, ah, like low 40s. Huh? That's stupid. How? How do you put my boy down like that? Um, I th- I didn't really care about Judge 5, to be honest. I thought Judge 5 was like bad but not horrible. Like I wouldn't have had Jerry 17th personally, but it is what it is. Anyway, I came here with a purpose to fix to make a track. What am I saying? All right. I don't remember. To be honest with you, entirely, I don't remember PSN's first round in KBB. I haven't like rewatched KBB at all, besides Christoph, because oh my god, Christoph. Christoph is probably my favorite looper at the minute. But yeah, I couldn't tell you, my friend. I'm sorry. I just don't know the round. On street, how do you change the colors of the track buttons? Menu, control function, panel. You pick play or undo, whichever one you want to do. Track, whichever track button you want to hit, and then scroll all the way over to LED. That is that is how you change the lights. On stream reaction. Will I do an on stream reaction? Uh, Fuck it, go on. Alright. I'm gonna be I don't know, can I react here? I'll okay, I'm gonna watch it. I'm just gonna watch the part you're talking about, okay? But I'm gonna have to watch it on the iPad because the setup for this would be not easy at all. To do like quickly. Hang on a second. PSN versus Kristoff. Um, you'd have to leave it with me for a bit to figure out, okay? But I'd say I could figure. I'd say I could figure it out. How do you change? Oh yeah, we already did that one. How to make a sequencer to accelerate the rate of the tremolo? You can't accelerate the rate of the tremolo. You can only do the depth and the level. What you can do? No, that's a lie. You can't do that. I'm sorry. I went straight through my teeth there. Uh, hang on a second. On Orange's wildcard, he does that with an assignment, not with a sequencer. Get me. Hang on, let me. Now I don't know how he does the assignment because unless oh wait, am I being stupid? I think I'm being stupid. I don't know why I said it like I think I'm being stupid, but I think I'm being stupid here. But let me think. I went ahead and I taught myself the bass sound that he does for the sake of it was so good. So Orange, if you're watching, I stole your bass. I'm joking, but that was a bit shit. Let me try it. Now I haven't set up the assignment to do like the slicer thing. It's like, do you know Epos scratch noise he always uses? I don't know. I don't. Do you know how Epos made his bass line with what I think is an oscillator bot? For which track? For his GBB wildcard, I'm assuming. That is oscillator bot. I think he just puts like a distortion or something over it. He uses a square wave. That's the important part. He uses a square wave, puts a distortion, and he has two oscillator bots because it's a long, because it is a long, it is a long bass line. You get me? So, yeah, right. I'm gonna go back to editing the track. How much battery do I have left on my thing? Not much. 1%.